guys, Miss Turner here again today, and today we're going to talk about who was on those ships that came to the Powhatan land. Leaving England. England is a very small country far, far away on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. People from England wanted to explore and find new land. More land would help them become richer and more powerful. If you look right here, this is a picture of them leaving England and their ship traveling across the Atlantic Ocean and landing in America. The ships that docked on Powhatan land came from England. They carried over 100 men and boys that had been at sea for months. That means that they had been on the ocean for a very long time, traveling to come to America. A new start. The men wanted to start a settlement. Do you see that word right here in yellow? We'll talk about that more in just a minute. The men wanted to start a settlement in North America. The English settlers planned to live just as they had in England. They would wear English-style clothes, build English-style homes, and follow English laws. They named their new settlement Jamestown to honor their king, James. As hard as the trip across the ocean had been, building a new settlement was even harder. Now, we talked about that word in yellow, settlement, and it is a place where people from far away build a new town. So these people from England, these men and these boys, came all the way across the ocean and built a new settlement or a new town in America, and they named it Jamestown. Jamestown begins. Why do you think the settlers are building a very tall fence around the place that they choose to live? I bet it's to keep them safe. Do you think these men are friends? Look at them. Why or why not? What questions do you think they would want to ask each other? I think they'd have lots of questions. So let's talk about a new settlement. Jamestown was the first permanent English settlement in North America. Notice all of that's in yellow. We'll talk about it again here in just a second. This is where Virginia started over 400 years ago, a very long time ago. It was a place where the American Indians and people from England tried to learn to live side by side. It was not very easy for them to live together because they were very different. Notice the Indian man or the Native American man doesn't wear clothes. He has drawings on his face. He wears earrings and feathers. Look at this man. He has on a shirt and it looks like a necklace. He has all kinds of things. And they built their things differently. Remember we talked about how the Americans built their houses out of the wood? They didn't have fences around their houses or anything like that, did they? But these people came with big ships, and they're building a fence. And what do you think they're going to build next? Now let's talk about this word permanent. Something that is permanent is something that will last for a very long time. It means it's not going to go away quickly. Permanent means that it's going to last. If you think, sometimes we use regular markers to color and draw pictures, but sometimes Miss Turner uses a permanent marker to write names on things so that it will stay and won't come off. Permanent means that it will stay. Good neighbors. Life was hard for the English settlers. They did not know how to grow crops or survive in this strange new land. The Powhatan Indians had lived here for many thousands of years. They helped the settlers. So the Indians helped the settlers learn how to grow crops and things on this land. Let's share. The Indians shared food and helped the Englishmen settle in. Without help from the Powhatan Indians, Jamestown would not have survived. At first, it seemed as if everyone could be friends. Do you think it would last? We'll have to wait and see. The Indians traded food and animal skins for metal pots and other metal items, such as knives. Do you think this was a fair trade? Let's see. Today you're going to do page 48 in your social studies notebook. It's called From England to Virginia. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at this map and you're going to look at where the boat started over here in England. Now, England is a part of Europe, and it's right here, this little island. And we're going to trace the X on England with a green crayon. So you're going to use your green crayon and trace that. Then you're going to trace where the boat traveled. It traveled all across the Atlantic Ocean. Now remember, all of this here is water, and it is the ocean. So you're going to color all of that blue. The boat stopped in Virginia, which is right here. Virginia is a part of North America. Trace the X on Virginia with a black crayon. Then you're going to trace the line from England all the way to Virginia with your red crayon. All right, guys. Once you're finished with that, take a picture of it and submit it through Canvas. I will see you tomorrow.